Hey everyone. We are live. Whoops, whoops. Just want to post this to a few spots. Hey OBR, how you doing? Ooh, we hit a milestone. Try that again. We hit a milestone. 450 members for the Lego Club. Shazam. How you doing tonight, OBR? Well, hello there. Actually, I tell you what, since I didn't share this out, if you want to come on in, there's a link. So I was hoping I was going to get this done tonight, but it took too long to get online. I don't even have my instructions up. Camera seems a little slow. Oh my god. It doesn't hold my place. This PDF reader. I think I know where it was. Hey Brian.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. Had a eventful day today.
Where's your sidekick Ryan?
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out why doesn't these PDF things keep a bookmarker where you're at. This is a pain in the butt. Scrolling all the way back down, trying to figure out where I was.
I went to the brick bin. I told you guys I'd be going to the brick bin, and I bought two things from there. And then Tony, the guy who runs this thing, gave me a third thing for free, just because he was going to throw it out basically anyway.
Okay.
And I'm going through this. I'm like, how old is this set? Hey, how's it going, OBR? Like, I don't know. Like, there's a handful of the parts that were actually supposed to go to the set included, but the minifig that was supposed to go with it has the incorrect head. That's
Ooh,
fine. It's just a simple head.
well, that sucks though.
Oh, it's just a smiley face head though. So I don't think it matters. It shouldn't be too hard for me to find those, right?
It shouldn't be. I think this is right. If that's
Here, I
right.
want to pull up this set number. I saw it and I was like, how much for it? And he shook it and it's like, no, here, just have it. And I'm like, what? Okay.
Well, you can't complain.
Oh, yeah. Weird. The box on Brick set is different from what I actually have here. Okay. How much did it retail for? Is it US exclusive? What?
That's cool.
$30 US.
Come on in. I posted a link. If you didn't see it, you can scroll back. It's public, so I'm not too worried about it. No one can get in or out of the green room unless I let them, so.
There's no stickers in this, is there? I'm just like, what the heck even is this? What's the idea behind this set? There's not even that many videos on it.
Really? Well, I'm not
9 years
shocked.
ago.
Not everything gets covered.
What in the world? I'm looking at the one video where it's an unboxing thing. Then maybe that'll tell me what I'm missing for sure.
You know what I tripped over? Check this out. Someone has been posting Lego instructions pretty much page for page on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. I don't know, they've probably done 100 videos, and all it really is the PDFs done
Yep.
on like 5 second. Um,
I think I know who you're talking about, yeah.
yeah, I can't believe they do it.
That's what I was saying when I was doing the Mario ones.
Well, hello, hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Good. How about you?
Doing all right. Just trying to clean up the office again.
Nice.
Why, it doesn't look that bad.
You haven't seen my wire management issue
Oh,
underneath.
hey.
So,
I will send you a photo of what's
of your
happening
wire.
during this test. I have power strip into power strip into power strip, and I got
Oh,
duct tape, and then most of these lights are running off of little Apple adapters because of USB, so they're spaced out like, plug space, because they get hot. I really got to do something about that because it's quite the hazard. They don't run when I'm not around, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, and plus the
yeah.
corner of shame is starting to build up again,
I
even though I cleaned it up.
I redid because that's my secondary setup. My main setup, it's messy desk here, but I have these three things going on. So I rearranged it because I got some arms. But it's I didn't want to tuck away the wires until I was happy how the setup is. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So
What's like one of the things I do, and you probably can't see it here. Maybe on this one, no. But like little white twist ties or black twist ties. I use them everywhere just to keep the wires
yeah,
manageable on stuff. But it's like I never throw them out. I'm always using them and moving them around. I should get all white. This way they would just disappear around these white posts and black for the black posts. I'm not that smart though.
yeah.
Um,
I
although
use zip ties, but they're not as easy to remove when you make a mistake. So
yeah, well that's what I did with the monitor arms, all zip tied, so that's good because it's pretty secure. Because I'm pretty confident that's going to stay as is. But everything else is just twisties that I can keep playing with until I'm happy.
yeah,
But I'm always, that's why I've always got the snips handy, 'cause always breaking the zip ties. And it,
and
it
then,
it gets expensive. I mean, I buy in bulk from Home Depot, but it's never enough.
yeah,
Even in the bathroom, we all got Oral B's, right? Mechanical toothbrushes, and I sat there like, the wires are dangling everywhere, and I can't stand it because it actually was hanging in front of our mirror. So I put a little hole about an inch in cabinet that's over our toilet, and
Yeah.
it's like because we have shelves there, and it's like psh, now it's only 6 inches visible, and I
There you
zip tied
go.
it all up, you know.
Yeah, I
I
don't like to see wires, so I try to hide them as much as I can.
I
So
wish I could there, but actually, because we only have the one receptacle, and it's right under the light, right under the mirror, or over the mirror, and it's like just the Canadian building standards for washrooms. There's very limited spots you could even have sockets because of water and stuff, and it's a real pain where we only got the one technical socket in the bathroom, and we got a three split there. We got the plugs for all the toothbrushes. Thank God we don't need anything else going on in there.
hey, Brick Maniac. Yeah, and I got these sound panels put up finally. They're dropping because I just
Yeah, I saw that the other day when you were talking with Jazz, how they were
yeah, they were falling down
falling
because I
down.
just used like poster. I thought they were these poster ones, but they're not going to do. So I got some more, a little more heavy dutier ones. Now they're up there and they're not moving.
So
So
you're afraid to use spray adhesive, eh? Because that's what a
I don't
lot of people do,
mind.
and then put them up. They'll never come down.
I mean, that's a little more commitment than I want to
Yeah, and
be. I mean, because I'm that type of guy that I mean, this is maybe the fifth time moving around this room,
okay,
so it's
yeah,
I
that's
like to
fair.
move stuff around, and that's actually a way for me to clean too. Like,
Well, yeah, because it's like, oh, look at this dust and dirt, and
yeah,
if you got pets, then you got hair there too. So
yeah,
that seems to get everywhere.
yeah.
But no, this looks good. But I miss your screens.
Yeah, well, they're still here, just a different angle. If I mean, it's my desk is horrendous, but yeah, I mean, I have multiple screens here still. I I
Yeah,
I, I took down. Used to have a three screen setup. I took down one because I needed the building room, and I still have my TV slash monitor up there. So just different angle.
yeah, I like that setup.
Nice.
I'm tempted to put one camera, and I've been talking about it for a while. I want to put it about 9 feet away on top of one of my display cabinets. It would
Yeah,
come down and have like a three-quarter view. But I can't, I don't know if I can justify the reasoning for it because what it's going to show is the back of the 32-inch monitor, which from that angle will probably block out a lot of the view. I mean,
yeah,
it's great that it'll show all of this and give a unique perspective, but I don't know if I want to be switching to it much. And then these two lights here, well, that's going to be kind of weird in its way. I don't know. You get all these ideas you want to try, and it's like, and I'll have to run like 20 feet of USB extensions to put the camera up there. That's not a big deal. I've got a dozen cables I can use. It's not a big deal, but there's a theoretical limit to what you can do with USB. And I'm just afraid of what that's going to look like on one, two, three 12-foot extensions or 10-foot extensions plus the 6 feet of the camera. It's like,
uh,
it
I'm
may not look
using
so great.
I'm using a 12 foot right now for this camera because I wanted to be able to move it around wherever I want to, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's not bad. I mean, I haven't had an issue yet. I haven't put an extension on it, but
Well, every camera right now on my three camera setup here is on a 12-foot.
okay, yeah,
And they're fine. And when I run the 1080p's on, let's say OBS software, they're fine. There hasn't been an issue. But to run it where I want to run it, I either got to run it on the roof or run it under carpet and then up behind the cabinet. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to end up needing two more extensions to pull that off. And it's like,
yeah.
I
See,
may run into issues. I used to
they're fun.
run VGA back in, before the HDMI days. I used to run VGA extensions to
Oh,
a CRT monitor before LCDs. I ran it to a 19-inch CRT.
oh man,
I'm trying to think how long that cable was. I bet you I had 25 feet of extension, and
wow,
then
heavy cable.
every yeah for the V, and it was very thick
Yeah,
gauge. And I had to was it DGOS? I had to DGOS that CRT almost every day to get a good, clear, sharp image. I was clearly pushing. Um, but then when I went from the 19-inch CRT to two 19 LCDs back when they were brand new, and they were both Samsungs, while they were expensive too. Like not like today, you can get like a dozen for what I paid for those two. But that worked fine. I mean, just goes to show you how the tech goes. I mean,
Yeah, and that's why I like talking to you sometimes, Rick, because we can nerd out. Sorry, T-Mog, I don't know if
It's all good. I'm nerding out myself in my own
we're
little
talking
corner.
BJ chords. You know?
oh yeah, I mean,
Who uses that
shoot,
anymore?
I mean, back in the day, we made our own. Remember the Gravis control pad for the PC? You know, so we could have that a basic Nintendo style controller. And one of the coolest mods we ever did was we did the PlayStation to PC controller port mod,
Yeah.
and or was it parallel? It might have been the parallel port, and trying to line up all those, and you had the
Oh.
diagram and all that soldering. It was wicked
Mm.
because one guy made a driver that allowed it to work, and it was like we were so happy to have a PlayStation controller working on the PC. And this would have been
Now it does.
wow. Yeah, now it's just natural, big deal,
Just
right?
Bluetooth
It
it.
just plugs in
Yeah,
USB.
you just put it. Yeah.
But it's like that was like 2 months of planning, and then we had to learn how to solder and all the stuff that we were doing. And that was our first big solder project was getting a PlayStation controller going. And then once we got that going, it's like, oh hey, we could learn how to do mod chips and modify consoles and do some other cool stuff with the PC. And but yeah, I mean, I miss those days. Those are great days.
Yeah. Well,
Everything,
I've been
everything
trying
was
to,
fun.
like when I make these videos that I do, I like to have different angles because I get bored of the same angle. So that's the whole why I do this. And plus, my wife wants to start streaming once a month or so. So we need a kind of a little bit more feminine touch that I could easily delegalize some areas for her channel.
Well, what's funny is, so all of this is technically my wife's background because she sits out
Yeah, it's funny.
like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
She's got two monitors on a tree stem style, single pole becomes
Yeah.
two. So she's got the two, what are they, 24s or 27s on there. And then she's got her laptop typically in the center, and that's her camera. But this is her background, and every time she does something at work,
They're
she's got to
asking.
explain what's all that in the background.
Yeah.
Plus, they see the menagerie of lights. Geez, I didn't even realize I didn't even have them all on. That's how many
Yeah.
lights I got. It's like it's such a process to turn everything on.
I mean, the good thing about this camera, it blurs out my background a little bit, so you can't really tell it's Lego. And I was telling her, I was like, you can't really. She's like, yeah, I can. Okay, okay.
Well, do you have what camera are you using?
Well, I'm using the ZV-1, so it does 1.8 right now. So this is 1.8. I put a wider angle on it, so I'm probably on 18 millimeter on this. So it's but yeah, I mean that's what I get.
So you got some options there. Like you could really
Oh
have
yeah.
some good depth of field.
Yep.
You could play with that. Yeah. See, I don't.
Hence why I wanted to do the angle in the corner, so then you could make it looks more blurry and yeah.
I mean, these are just Logitech's 922s, and I
Yeah.
mean they're industry standard. They're great. They work as perfectly fine 1080p if you use them in 1080p mode. But it's like they're nothing fancy, and the software is garbage. Oh my God, it's horrible. And they don't remember their settings from one instance
Oh,
to
that
the
sucks.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
if I can deal with that.
if I'm in OBS, with OBS it's harder. With OBS, there's probably a good 10 minutes I have to spend tweaking everything, and it's such a pain. And every time I think I've come up with a solution, nope. Reboot the computer or switch to another software, and the cameras forget those settings.
Yeah.
And that's while I'm running the Logitech software. When I don't run it in the
Well,
background, it's even worse.
that's what's great about attaching a real camera, because like this, you can see I'm messing with my ISO just now. Like
Yeah, see, that's
it's really
very
cool.
nice.
I can mess with my aperture right now if I wanted to. I can mess around with the white balance. So it's
Now
pretty cool.
I've got the software running, and of course, I could. Oh, no, I
I
can't.
could do
See,
this.
now it's not even behaving. Here we go. So it's like, I mean, why it's so slow? There we go. So I mean, let's see. Why is it not? So I got 3 zooms or 2 levels
Yeah.
of zoom, I guess, the base and whatever, and I could start tweaking it. But the God honest truth is, there's like a 20% chance that just touching the software will kill one of my 3
That sucks.
cameras. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Just because Windows doesn't like 2 pieces of software accessing the same hardware at the same time,
Mhm.
and it's a real pain.
So T-Mog, you got a new camera or a phone, right? So your video I saw changed a lot quality wise.
Yeah. My Nana basically had a friend who upgraded their phone and they didn't want their old one. So she just had it lying around and she's loaning it to me for now until she decides if she's going to just give it to me or not. And so I've just been using it as best as I can. It's been great.
Yeah, definitely a big change in the quality because I was like, I wanted to message you. I was like, is your lens dirty? Like, I guess now I know you had an older camera. So,
Yep.
but
I'm still trying to figure out why he's got that halo ghostly effect, and I don't know what it is with that. That was a tablet, right? That was always providing that.
Yeah.
yeah, so it depends on what tablet it is because some of these, if it's an older one, the white balance on it's not good. So it's you got it. I don't know. I mean, once I found out, like I wondered that too when I saw some of your older videos, and then when you came out, you're like, oh, look what I got new. I'm like, then I looked at your new video. I'm like, okay, because you just had an older equipment, so which I get.
Yeah, upgrades, people, upgrades.
Yeah.
Well, I started using the iPhone, and it was like, and that was great until the iPhone started overheating. And then it was like, okay, I better start using the webcams because, the iPhone's kind of overkill for what I was trying to do anyway.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there's lots of upgrades at the Sony ZV-1. They just recently came out the new firmware update, and it's amazing. So now before it was overheating, and that's why in my earlier streams with Jazz, I would always get kicked off because the battery would overheat. But now they solved that problem, and I could probably stream for like 3 hours and have no issues.
Nice.
What's cool too is because I'm not sure if you saw some of my older videos, but I could use the audio on my camera as a mic, so I don't have to use one of the external mics. I could use like my wireless mic from my camera, and I could be anywhere. You guys could hear me. I could go, use the bathroom if you guys want to hear that, and then.
Or forget you've got it on, and
it's like that Rick, he sucks.
Yeah. I'll try and get rid of him quick.
So, do you want to know what Tony gave me? He didn't give me a free Lego set. He gave me a project.
Project? What do you got to do?
Well,
Is it missing a lot?
It's missing a lot, yeah. Well, a handful. It's only a 178 piece set. So I went to the Brick Bin. It's an unofficial Lego store here in Calgary, and he sells retired stuff and such, as well as some of the newer stuff for retail price. And I bought some things, not spoiling what yet, but and then I was looking at the other thing. I was like, how much you want for it? He shook the box and was like, here, you can just have it. And I'm looking at it now. I'm like, it's got the figure, that's good, but it's missing a handful of parts if I want to complete it. And I'm just like, oh. So it looks like a fancy set, to be honest, for me to want to complete it, honestly. So, yeah.
Well, how much you figure it's going to cost you to complete it? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
True. I probably am going to go back to Brick Bin and see what I can find for parts.
Well, see, that's where he's a genius, you see?
Yeah.
First taste is free.
Gotcha.
Gotcha now. Yep.
Yeah.
There's rarely any such thing as free Lego. So what can we expect out of you? What videos are come down the line? Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't pushed out. I've done a lot of tech videos just because, honestly, I was saving up for some other stuff, and I was like, so I needed to push out some content. So that's why I did the whole editing video and the whole sound and all that stuff. But I did pick up this architecture set I want to put together, but I want to do something cool with the video. So it's just taking a lot for me to think in my head. Like when I do these videos, I like to do stuff that kind of, challenges me to try to do something cooler, than the last one. So hopefully I'll get it out by this week, but
you know what you got to do?
Huh.
So that's a set of what specifically? I didn't get it.
Were you pieces?
No. What? It's an architecture set of what building?
Oh, Las Vegas.
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you got to green screen yourself in a casino.
Well, see, funny you say that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually bringing back the twin. So it's and we're going to do a poker table, and I'm going to that's going to be like kind of what I'm trying to do. If I could get it done, I want to try and make it look all cool, but we'll see. Yeah. I might just cop out and do like the rest of my videos, but it's we'll see. but I'm gonna try and make it cool.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, yeah. It took me a
Twin
while
or
to get
not,
Las
it's going to
Vegas.
be
It's like
cool.
sold out everywhere.
Here, I'm gonna pop off for a few minutes and I'll be back.
Where are you
All right.
going?
Oh, just want to talk some details with my dad regarding YouTube AdSense, that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
Taxes.
Is that gotta like it? Is that his telling?
Well, he's in Canada. We got to fill out all the tax documents for
Yeah.
YouTube
be
now.
back in a bit.
All right, peace.
All right, man.
That's not a worry I have yet, so that's not my headache. I have no AdSense and no YouTube money, so I don't have to worry about that.
Well, I just filed my because I started EIN in a small business for this going on, so I could write off stuff properly.
Nice.
So it's I just sent I usually do my own taxes, but then even when I was a 1099, but I was young and dumb then. I made some mistakes, so this time I just saved all my receipts and gave it away, and it's supposed to be done by Wednesday, so we'll see.
Well, my wife, she does, accounting and that, for her job. So she does all our taxes. And we're dreading it. It's like, oh, we got to get the software again. Or we could just use the government stuff and do it free. But it's like, yeah, it's still better off pay $15, get the software. And she'll
Yeah.
plow through it. And 2 hours later, we'll be done.
Well, like since starting this and then just knowing the rules and how much I could write off if I'm reporting a loss, of course. I learned so much stuff. I mean, a lot of rules have changed since I was a 1099 like 10 years ago. So, but it's been fun. I mean,
So is
it's
a
been a lot of money.
1099 US equivalent to like just chartered accountant or?
Yeah, well, 1099 is like considered an independent contractor. So that means you
Oh,
don't pay
so,
taxes
okay.
up front, but you are going to pay taxes at the tail end of your when usually the job will take taxes throughout your paychecks, but if you're 1099, they usually give you all the money, then you have to pay it at the end, or you pay quarterly. So you're on
Okay.
your own. When you're a small business, it's kind of the same thing. You're kind of a 1099. Um, Hence, well, I'm sure a lot of YouTubers here are doing that if they want to write off and making some money. So
Well, yeah. Like Brickseed, the big one here in Canada,
yeah,
his whole thing is under his business
yep,
number, and it's working for him. He's figured out how to because he had profitable businesses before that,
yeah,
and he figured out well everything I'm buying, all my
oh yeah,
equipment, the investment in the studio, these are all expenses.
yep.
So
I,
legit
I
business expenses.
It is. I mean, it's pretty big and substantial. If you're smart about it, I mean, you could really you could do well, and you could write off a lot of stuff. And since I have two channels underneath this company called Repeat Productions, but my wife's channel who does eating out and trying foods. I mean, every time we go to a restaurant, we get a percentage
Oh,
taken off. So
nice.
and then when I went to Legoland and I bought those tickets and season tickets for everybody, and then I went to and paid that obscene amount to stay at the Pirate Hotel. I mean, I wrote all that off too. So,
Oh, nice.
but yeah, I mean, of course, you have to pay a little money up front, but at the tail end, it all kind of works out, and it works out well if you play smart. So,
Yeah, got to know all those rules. And your tax code down there is like 10 times the size of our tax code up here.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, just volumes and volumes on a shelf of just your tax code.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't want to mess with Uncle Sam over here. So
Yeah.
I tested him out a couple years ago and I lost. So no more.
Oh,
So no more.
well, you know, back in the day, so we're talking prior to '97, I had a
Hey,
business.
Jazz.
I had a business permit. Hey, Jazz, and I was using it to get around some purchases and taxes because they had increased our local provincial taxes up here. And I thought, okay, I can start a business, do this and that. And it was just a way for me to get my stuff cheaper. And then eventually I realized, oh, I can actually make a little money at it. And then the balloon popped, and then they started looking at stuff, and they go, well, we want to see this and that, because I hadn't made any money in years,
Yeah,
and you could only go so long, and
yeah.
then they want to know, and it's like, well, up here you're supposed to keep your documents 7 years for every year, and of course when they come looking, it's like, well, no, we're going to destroy all the evidence,
Yeah,
and it
I
just
think
kind of went away.
over here in the States, you could report a loss up to 4 years. After that, you need to show that you make some money. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be substantial, but you have to show that you have some income coming in. The
Yep.
way around it is that you just start another company. You know,
Yeah. Show the expenses going somewhere else.
yeah, I mean there's ways around it, but when BFAT was talking about on Jazz's stream about all this stuff, I'm like, dude, I'm like, man, you'll save a lot of money if you start writing stuff off. I mean, buying that $300 Lego is not as bad, once you start thinking about it, if you have the money up front. If you don't, then I get it. It's not, you got to eat first and pay rent first, but it all works out at the end if you have the money up front.
Well, I mean, some of the guys who are doing this, like, they're not using their head. Like, they buy the newest set right away so they can rush
Yeah.
out and do that review and do that build right away. So that's their thing. But once they build it, it's like, get rid of it, sell it.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I've been
because they've
doing it.
already done what they're going to do with it. They're not going to do anything else with it
Yeah.
on stream, on screen, anything. So once you've done your live builds, once you've done your reviews, once you've done whatever you're going to do to show it off, sell it.
Yeah.
Don't be struggling with the money. Get rid of
Yeah.
it.
I mean, that's what I've been doing. I mean, there are some sets I want to keep, like the Nintendo one that's probably never going to disappear. But I'm not attached to any of these. The Voltron one that I bought on eBay yesterday. Hopefully
Oh,
gets.
you finally got it. Because the
Yeah, I
last time
pulled the
you were
trigger.
on, you were talking and you were like so into it. And
Yeah, I mean, because I know Mario wants to build his, and he wants to build it on a stream together. And so he's like, "Hey, Irvin, did you get it yet?" I was like, "I want to do it on Sunday." And I'm like, "Oh man!" I was like, "All right." And as soon as he said that, I think 10 or 20 minutes, I was like, I went in through 300. It was $310 with shipping. What it ended
oh,
up
so you
being.
got a sealed one.
Yeah, brand
Nice.
new one,
Okay.
coming from Colorado supposedly. So we'll see if it gets here in time. So
So where are you located? That Colorado is
I'm located in Florida.
Florida.
So,
Oh,
but
that's
I
a
bought it on
stretch.
eBay from a seller in Colorado. So
Okay.
we'll see. I was trying to, get a little bit cheaper, but it would take longer, and I didn't want to do that to him. I know he's been itching to do it. I saw his birthday video. I'm like, okay, I gotta get it. So,
It's a great set.
gotta get it.
That's a keeper forever.
Oh yeah,
It
that
doesn't
one's
matter
definitely gonna be
what
a keeper.
happens, it's not going anywhere.
That one's gonna be a keeper. I mean, and also like there's sets that like since I've been doing this YouTube, like friends been giving me. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I sell those. I don't.
I got a
I've already
question for
built
you.
them. Sometimes they're doubles. I don't know. I mean, it's a.
Have you
But
ever
yeah, I'm
seen the
with you. I mean,
show? Have you ever seen the show Star Blazers?
no.
Battleship Yamamoto in the original? No, eh? I grew
No.
up on this. This
I mean,
aired.
Ghost in the
This
Shell
aired in
is old right now.
Canada in probably 81 or 82,
I
and
was
that's
1 year
dubbed.
old.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't
Now you
talk.
make me feel old.
I was
But
eating from a bottle then, Richard.
well, that was my first experience seeing any kind of imported cartoon dubbed over, and this was on national TV in Canada. And it was such a cool show with the basic premises. You got a ship that was sunk during World War II.
Yeah.
It is a real ship, Yamamoto, and some sort of cosmic event has happened, and Earth is being bombarded by these kind of asteroids that, with radiation and stuff, and it's pretty much decimating the planet. But this sunken ship at the bottom of the ocean, they're basically rebuilding it from the inside out, giving it some sort of star drive, and then you got this 1 year mission to go to the planet that's been bombarding us. And this was just such a fascinating piece of science fiction for me. And the fact that it wasn't English to start with and it was dubbed for us, it's like, oh, this is so cool. On AliExpress, they've got for 150 bucks the scale model, but it's Lego. Not Lego, sorry, Chinese bricks.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I want to say it's got to be 14, 16 inches long. Now, I've built plastic models of it when I was a kid. Loved the show. And it's like, oh, I'm so tempted to buy this set. The only thing is, I got a feeling they lifted it off of somebody's rebrickable
Mm.
mock, and that's where I draw a line. I like building the Chinese stuff, especially when it's unique. But I don't really like any outright piracy or lifting of designs. I
All
don't
right.
mind if someone is
Yeah.
sold off or
I see what you're saying. I agree with that.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a mock that someone did with the Libier or the Technic that of a Johnny Five from Short Circuit.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of want to buy that set. I found it cheap for not cheap, but it's $350, and that's another one that I want to build just because of nostalgia. I love Short Circuit. That's a great show or movie. I'm sorry.
The first one, anyway.
Yeah, second one was yeah, you're right. Second one was really bad, but
And I'm a Gutenberg fan, so to me, like he can do no wrong, even when the stuff is garbage. But that movie, um,
it was
actually,
good.
it's kind of funny because now that I think back, parts of that movie, people might be take
Oh
offense to.
yeah, when
The
Los
science,
Locos came on there, yep, that'd be
yeah,
offended.
but no, I mean, a mock of that or Lego ideas of that would be
It
amazing.
was really well done. Like, and you have to buy the instructions, like $15 for the instructions, but you just got to get the set. And you can copy this, and it
I've
moves
s-
too. You can control it.
oh
Yeah.
using power functions. Okay.
Yep. I'm really tempted, and it's huge. And when I say it's like, I mean, it was pretty big.
Oh
So
boy.
uh, tempting, very very tempting. If I found it cheap for 350 for a set brand new, if I could get it to 300, I might pull the trigger on that one too. But
Nice.
you get everything sorted out, T-Mog?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Cool.
Yeah, my dad wanted me to tell him about this thing that Tony gave me, and he's just rolling his eyes at the fact that I'm gonna be hunting for the parts to fix it up.
Mm.
I don't know. Are you that interested to know what it is? I got a lot more for new bricks this week that it doesn't matter
Well,
if I reveal it.
Well, it's up to you if you want to, lay something out now. But yeah, I mean, Friday we will. Oh yeah,
oh,
I want to full screen this. Let's see.
look
Oh,
at that.
cool.
Apparently, it's a U.S. exclusive for this version, which
Wow.
makes me wonder how the heck did it come? How did Tony get his hands on it?
Oh, that's not hard. That's eBay, dude.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, exclusives aren't a big deal now in the internet age. I mean,
Yeah.
got the credit card, cha-ching. That's the thing. It's not a hard game to play, but it can really hurt the wallet when you start chasing all the stuff.
The
That's why I want to.
instructions look nice. Like it's an actual book.
Yeah, nice and bound, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
how many pieces was that?
178.
And you got a book like that?
Yeah, it costs like 30 USD is what Brickset says.
What the?
I'm just
Okay.
happy it comes with the minifig. There's like a few parts that might make me my words might make my wallet a little bit worried, but I don't know.
Hmm.
I would like to think I could get all the parts off a brick bin.
So I've seen $100 sets, 1,000 pieces that don't have a book that nice.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's funny. Lego's been weird. It's kind of weird with their first party stuff. Their own IPs compared to other stuff. Like sometimes the effort they'll put in is definitely over the top, and it shocks me. And I know, like, I was listening to Brick Hive stream. Actually, I was on it, but when I was listening to it, when I was off of it, and they were talking about the Ninjago, they're of the mindset that Lego at times puts a lot more effort into the Ninjago line than they do into their licensed stuff, like Star Wars. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I agree, but that's because I'm not deeply invested in Ninjago, but they definitely do put in some effort because they've done some nice stuff.
Yes.
Under the
That's
Ninjago line.
show.
Yeah.
After watching the most latest season, that's debatable.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, because they have so many shows and so many movies of it, I mean, to complement it with more sets and detail sets, I think it's just, it's smart. So, but
But the show's supposed to end next year, right?
is it?
I don't know. Actually, I thought it was already supposed to be dead, and it's still around, right?
I remember two occasions where it was supposed to be done, but 2012, and then they came out with the Legacy line. I think it was like 2019. That's when they tried to kill it off again. Like in the episode, it said the end. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cut and dry. That's over, right? Boom, another season. I'm like, okay, cool. Not going to complain.
See, I'd be curious how well the line does when it doesn't have a movie and doesn't have a TV or cartoon to tie into. Because,
Mhm.
they had, remember Harry Potter before they brought it back? I mean, without movies, disappears,
Hmm.
And there's definitely a place for, producing while you've got access to, new content being put out in other media. And then when it dries up, you're screwed. I mean, we saw that for the longest time with Star Wars when there was no movies, right? Before the prequels came out, even Kenner had to give up the ghost on the Star Wars stuff because they could only do so much without new content. And a handful of things they had made in the Kenner line, like there was a tank, a little weird tank with wheels that kind of rolled out like this,
Yeah.
and it was never part of Star Wars. And they put it there and it bombed. No one wanted non-canon, non-content based stuff. They
Hmm.
didn't want Kenner's ideas on Star Wars. They wanted copies of George's ideas on Star Wars. So,
I mean,
I
I
mean,
definitely think there might be a decrease, but I think Ninjago now has a cult following that
well, you
Hmm.
think it's got enough legs on its own? It can keep
I
going.
think so. I mean, it's not going to be like amazing without the shows and the movies, not
Hmm.
as great, but I still think they'll be able to sell some stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think the
But
sets are wild and they're very creative and very
yeah, they're really
imaginative.
good. I mean, the stuff they come out with, I'm like, that's pretty darn good. I mean,
But Jacob's got the one. That's is that the first time they've reissued a set or reimagined a set? The
The
car?
whole
probably do
legacy
that.
line is basically them reimagining sets.
Yeah,
Okay, but have they done a good job? Like they're different, they're unique, or they're
I'd
better?
say so. They keep the core values of the original there. Like for example, the Ninja Charger. One of the main features is that the motorbike could pop out. That's exactly what they kept in the new one. Is that the motorbike could pop out? Just changed up the look a bit to make it look a little neater.
I mean, they get
So.
criticized for the Star Wars line. I mean, with the constant reissues, but that's because you got new fans always coming in, so you can
Hmm.
always sell them an X-wing, you can always sell them a Tie Fighter, a Slave One, an AT-AT, a Millennium Falcon, the Snow Speeder, Y-wings. You can constantly every year or two, so it's not a big deal. I know people cry, boo hoo, they're doing it again, but this is the first year where we're seeing like a major change, even if it's scaling it down and making it more entry level. I mean, how many years did we go through the X Wings where it was basically a repaint and very minor changes? This is the first time they've made big changes to it. I know some people are crying about it. I love it just because anything that lowers the barrier to entry to this stuff is going to bring in more fans, more builders, more
true.
youth because now parents aren't going to feel so bad about. I mean, it's not easy. I remember one of the X-wings in Canada a couple of years ago was $120, 119.99, and I was pissed off because the previous year was maybe 99 or maybe 105 Canadian, and for them to jump that much, and then they did it for the second, like Poe's second one, they did the same thing. It's like, oh my
Hmm.
goodness, it's so expensive. And I had to get that one on clearance. I did buy one originally, I think at launch or something. I'm a sucker for them. But I got to have X-Wings, got to have TIE Fighters. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I'll pay whatever. Just keep sending them my way.
Hmm.
But I love what they've done by trying to lower the barriers because the stuff is too expensive for some parents. It's just, and it's sad too because I think every kid should have at least one or two of these sets.
Hmm.
And it's not enough to have one. You got to have a couple because that's where the imaginary, like, oh, I can do this and mix it up and throw away the books. The books are okay to teach the skills. Oh no, eh?
I
You're
actually like the books, and I like
oh,
that. It's it. And I watched my 7-year-old put the Thanos mech together today, and him like looking at the steps and matching everything up. I get the creativity part; that's a different side. But I
sure.
like following steps, and at the
Well, I
end,
think everyone should do the steps. Everyone should
yeah,
build every set once. I don't like anyone, the idea of keeping stuff in boxes is horrible. This
yeah,
stuff's meant to be built and played with, but they should build it once. Get in then because every set has something to offer. You learn something. I know with this truck that I've been building. I mean, I've been I'm not a Technic freak, but definitely seeing how they're doing some things here is quite amazing. Even though this is pretty simple by most Technic standards, just seeing these differential gears and working, it's like this is really cool. But then afterwards, you got to take the training wheels off. They got to be encouraged to try and build something.
oh yeah. I mean,
You
I think
know,
my kid has built many guns out of Duplo.
Guns.
He's like running around.
I'm pretty sure the first thing I ever did was make a gun.
And
I'm
then it
pretty
was a
sure.
lightsaber, right, or a sword of some sort. You know, you're running around
Yeah.
hitting
Well,
his lips.
I was a big one for rubber band guns. Anything I could,
Oh,
whether it was whittling wood or whatever. And then
Whittling
with
wood.
Lego afterwards, like, ooh, I can do something neat with this.
Did you say whittling wood?
I get the grays, but yeah,
Oh, that's funny, man.
you sit there and hey, it wasn't a big deal when I was a kid to take one of these to school.
Oh man, now it
now
is.
you now you
Now
get
you get in big
arrested.
trouble. You won't be going back to school if you take one
Like
of
we were sitting
those.
there and eating an apple. It wasn't a big deal, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, now no, 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 no,
No,
big
you
no,
can't even
no.
think anything to his likeness into that to school either.
Yep.
Well, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for the invite. Let me drop in, but
no problem.
It was great to chat.
that's also my
Appreciate it.
wife's homework center, and she got some homework to do. So she doesn't want to sit there and me be on the stream. So,
All right. Well, we won't hold you any longer.
all right,
Thanks
thanks,
for dropping
guys.
by.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Hey, that was awesome. I got nothing accomplished. I put 6 pieces. One,
All
two,
6
three, four,
pieces,
five.
yeah.
I got 5 pieces together. That. Oh my goodness! But I did move the instructions off the big screen to the little screen. I don't know if that's gonna help me or not. It's always great to hear from him, but I didn't realize he was so much younger than me. Oh my goodness! So I got about 10 years on him. That's okay. Because from what he was saying, yeah, he would have been maybe 1 when I was about maybe 10. But he's got at least some of the memories I've got. Cool.
I had a deal with Mama, and I'm new to all this stuff.
So you got a ship or something now?
Yeah. I don't
And
mind
do you-
doing it.
And do you know what it's going to cost?
Yeah.
It's probably going to cost whatever you paid for the item, I'm sure. No?
More.
Or
Well, thank goodness I got it on sale, and she
Oh,
knows that. So
Okay. Because that's the only problem with shipping something. It's like, it's got to be worth it, But if you
No, I don't
really
mind
want it,
doing
or
it.
you can't get it locally, then
ah,
you take it, Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't share the stream everywhere since I didn't really get anything done. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on. I am exhausted. We had one of those very hard days at work where everything went wrong. Unlike last week where everything kind of went well. We came in and we were shocked that they changed the system again without telling any of my bosses in my warehouse. And for 45 minutes, we were running around trying to figure out what was wrong with the system. And it's not that there was anything wrong. They just didn't tell us that they changed it again on us. And it's like, ouch.
I don't know. I'll let Mama know that you're streaming.
You know what? I wouldn't bother.
Oh.
'Cause I got a feeling we'd cut it short since I chewed up most of the time just yapping.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was good. Nothing wrong with that.
I would show off what I'm getting her, but I don't know if she wants me to reveal it or not. So,
Yeah, maybe she'll want to come on and show it off on Friday.
yeah. I gotta hassle my dad about finding the box because he said he was gonna find me a box for it and then get all the stuff put together and then shippy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hate shipping stuff. I really do. I hate the trouble of finding the boxes, and then I like to make it bulletproof, so I'm always taping it all the way around. I'll end up using a quarter roll of tape before I'm done. When I had to ship, actually, when I shipped Ryan one of those, it's not a brickhead. What do you call the Mega Blocks at Kubrick's? Similar idea, right? They had it before Lego had brickheads. And I was able to get the one local. I think it was like $10 or something. Really good deal, cheap. Because it was going for many times that online. And I used one of those small Amazon boxes. By the time I was done, that box could float. And I had packed it inside because I didn't want it to get destroyed. And apparently he said it showed up and was in perfect condition or close to it.
Mhm.
I kept the beat up one. That's the thing. I had two. Like I got one and then I got another one and I figured, well, he'd want it. And basically, I kept a completely trashed box because I figured it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to build it. The box, I'll pitch it. If I'm going to ship something, I figure I want it to look nice on his end. Hey,
Hey, sorry, I just saw the link and I was like, all right, let me see if I can join. I tried telling you if I could join you, you didn't get the message. So if you want me to leave, I'll leave.
was it me or was it Jacob? But we were about to shut down in a few minutes, so we won't be up too much longer.
All
Since
right,
I,
well,
but you can
sorry.
hang. You can hang. No, no. It's just we didn't get, we had OBR come by, and I don't get too many opportunities to talk to him on stream because
Oh, yeah,
we're always in the same chats together. But it's always nice when we can
yeah.
actually talk and geek out and stuff. So it's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
probably
just,
shouldn't have called this part 6. I should just call this chat or something.
yeah. How much further are you into it?
Oh, like a couple minutes, and then we're closing it down because
No, I'm talking about the
uh,
build of the Lego set.
oh, I mean, I still have 100 pages of this particular manual to do. Maybe I could do it in an hour or two, but it's not
Okay.
happening tonight. I mean, there's a
Um,
reason I don't stream Monday to Thursday much, just because I usually lack the energy. But I wanted to come
yeah.
online, and I thought I would start building, and then OBR blessed us, and it's like, you know what? I didn't really want to build anyway.
Okay. Uh, don't know what's wrong with Jacob. He's just like turned his camera off and everything, and just
Oh,
like, no.
he's bouncing in and out. He's also dealing with Mama on this project of shipping something to her. So
Yeah, not
he's
just that, but like I tried contacting him for the last couple of weeks, and he's seen my messages, but he hasn't really responded. And I kind of feel bad. I feel like I did
oh
something wrong.
I don't know. I'm not a referee though, so I've got my own kids to deal with.
Yeah, I just wanted to pop by for a bit.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty much done. Um, to anyone who might still be around, I'm not sure what the numbers are. I'm too far away. Thanks for joining us, and OBR, thanks for popping in. Really, we got to make it more often. Maybe we'll make it a regular thing. Figure out a way to work it into our schedules, into your schedule too. All right, everyone. Peace. Have a good one.
Stream's over.
Yeah. Right.